Lena loved the stars. Every night she looked at the sky. She had a small telescope. It was a gift from her father. One night, Lena saw something strange. Her telescope showed a bright light. The light was not a star. It was moving fast. Lena was curious. She watched the light closely. The light stopped in the sky. Then it started to blink. Lena counted the blinks. There were 5. Then a pause. Then 5 blinks again. It was a pattern. Lena wrote down the pattern. She knew it was a signal. But who was sending it? And why? She decided to find out. The next day, Lena went to the library. She read about signals in space. She learned about Morse code. It was a way to send messages with lights or sounds. Lena tried to match the blinks to the code. It spelled help. Lena was excited and scared. Someone in space needed help. She had to tell someone. But who would believe her? Lena decided to tell her best friend Max. Max loved science and space too. He would believe her. Lena showed Max the notes. She explained the blinking light and the message. Max was surprised. "We need to tell someone," Max said. "But who?" They thought about it. They decided to talk to their science teacher, Mr. Hill. He knew a lot about space. The next day, they went to Mr. Hill after school. They told him about the signal and showed him the notes. Mr. Hill listened carefully. He looked at the notes and nodded. "This is serious," he said. "We need to be careful." Mr. Hill told them to keep it a secret. "We don't want to cause panic," he said. "We need to find out more first." He took them to a small room at the back of the school. It was full of old equipment. "This is the school's observatory," he said. "We can use it to study the signal." Lena and Max were excited. They worked with Mr. Hill every day after school. They watched the sky and recorded the signals. They tried to understand who was sending them. One night, the signal changed. It blinked faster. Lena and Max wrote down the new pattern. It spelled danger. Lena felt a chill. Something was wrong. They needed to act fast. But what could they do? The next day, Lena and Max were in the observatory with Mr. Hill. They were trying to decode the new message. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. Mr. Hill opened the door. A tall man in a dark suit stood there. He had a serious face. "My name is Agent Gray," the man said. "I work for the government. I know about the signal." Lena and Max looked at each other, surprised. How did he know? Agent Gray showed them a badge. "We have been tracking the signal too," he said. "We need your help." Mr. Hill nodded. "We will help," he said. "But what is the danger?" Agent Gray looked around and then closed the door. He spoke in a low voice. "The signal is from a spaceship," he said. "It is in trouble. They are asking for help." Lena's eyes widened. "A spaceship?" she asked. "From where?" "From another planet," Agent Gray replied. "We don't know much, but we know they are in danger. We need to find their ship and help them." Max was excited but scared. "How can we help?" he asked. Agent Gray smiled slightly. "We have special equipment," he said, "but we need your observatory to track the ship. Can we use it?" Mr. Hill agreed. They started to work with Agent Gray. They used the observatory to look for the spaceship. They tracked the signal every night. One night, Lena saw something new. It was a small, dark shape in the sky. It was moving slowly. "There it is," she whispered. "The spaceship." Agent Gray looked through the telescope. "Yes," he said. "We found it." Lena and Max watched as Agent Gray set up his equipment. He sent a bright light signal back to the spaceship. They waited for a reply. The spaceship blinked its lights. It was a message. Lena read it out loud. "Thank you, help coming." The next day, Agent Gray brought more people and equipment to the observatory. Lena, Max, and Mr. Hill helped set everything up. They were ready to help the spaceship. "We need to find out what kind of help they need," Agent Gray said. "Our signal will ask them." They sent another light signal to the spaceship. Lena watched through the telescope as the spaceship blinked a reply. She wrote down the message. "Supplies low. Ship damaged." Agent Gray nodded. "We need to send supplies and help fix their ship," he said. "But how?" Mr. Hill had an idea. "We can send a small drone with supplies," he suggested. "It can carry food, water, and tools." Agent Gray agreed. They quickly prepared the drone. They loaded it with supplies and attached a small light for signaling. Lena and Max watched as the drone was launched into the sky. It flew towards the spaceship, guided by the signals. Hours passed. The drone reached the spaceship. Lena saw the spaceship blink a message. "Received, thank you." But there was another message too. Lena read it out loud. "Danger close. Hurry." Agent Gray looked worried. "What does it mean?" Max asked. "It means we don't have much time," Agent Gray replied. "There might be something else out there, something dangerous." Lena and Max felt a chill. What could be out there in space? They knew they had to hurry and help the spaceship. They worked quickly with Agent Gray and Mr. Hill. They used the observatory to track the spaceship's movements. They watched for any signs of danger. One night, Lena saw something alarming. A second, larger shape was moving towards the spaceship. It was much bigger and faster. "Look," Lena said, pointing. "Something is coming." Agent Gray looked through the telescope. His face grew serious. "We need to warn them," he said. They sent a warning signal to the spaceship. The spaceship blinked back. "Understood." Lena, Max, Mr. Hill, and Agent Gray watched the sky anxiously. The large shape moved closer to the damaged spaceship. They had to act quickly. Agent Gray sent another signal. "Move now! Danger close!" The spaceship responded, "Trying." The team watched as the small spaceship tried to move away. It was slow. Too slow. The larger shape was gaining on it. "We need a distraction," Mr. Hill said. "Something to slow down that big ship." Agent Gray nodded. "We can use the drone again," he said. "But how?" Max had an idea. "What if we make the drone flash bright lights? It could confuse the big ship." Lena and Max quickly reprogrammed the drone. They sent it towards the large shape, its lights flashing brightly. The big ship slowed down, trying to understand the new light. "It's working," Lena said. The damaged spaceship used this time to move faster. It was getting away, but not fast enough. The big ship started to ignore the drone and followed the small spaceship again. "We need more time," Agent Gray said. He looked at Mr. Hill. "Do you have any ideas?" Mr. Hill nodded. "We can send a signal to the big ship," he said. "A fake message. It might trick them." They quickly prepared the fake signal. Lena sent it out. The message said, "Stop. Help coming." The big ship paused, confused. It bought the small spaceship a few more minutes. The small ship moved faster, escaping into the darkness of space. "We did it," Max whispered. "They're getting away." The big ship realized the trick and moved again. But it was too late. The small spaceship was gone, hidden in the vastness of space. Agent Gray sighed in relief. "They're safe for now," he said. "But we need to stay alert. There might be more danger." Lena and Max felt a mix of fear and excitement. They had helped save a spaceship from another world. They knew their lives would never be the same. "Thank you," Agent Gray said to them. "You did a great job. The world will never know, but you were heroes today." Lena looked up at the stars. She knew she would always watch the sky, ready for the next adventure.